Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to some of you and peace out to the rest of you. Black Heart signing black in and shining again, asking you to hit that share button because the message is more important than the messenger. Here's the deal, y'all. O'Shea put up something about I forgot what her name is, but she curbed La Romeo and friend zoned him and then went out and had a baby with somebody else. Then wanted La Romeo to be the stepdad. And now she's saying she's open to dating white guys. Crystal and Harrison had a baby by a black man. He was willing to look after the baby, I guess, but he wasn't going to stay with her. She went and married a white guy. It took me a while to realize what was going on. That is that some sisters, they ain't into white dudes when they're younger, but they'll take one when they get older and have kids that need raising. And then others of them start off preferring a white dude, but they just know they ain't gonna get one. I'll tell you this. I told you all what I went through growing up. As a matter of fact, I explained it in detail in the video from last May. It was entitled "How Black Consciousness and Colorism Led Led Me to the Red Pill and Ibmore." I did not count. I did never use the SYSBM label on me at that time because I had not married anybody from outside the country except once, and was not married to her anymore. And I wasn't really sure if the label would apply, and I still leave it up to SYSBM men if the label applies to me or not. But I do support them. I support their option because I have to. As a pro-black man, I have to support SYSBM because, like I said, black men did not drive black women away in the West. Black Western women drove away black Western men. And they're going to do it again. They're going to keep doing it until we're actually gone. And Danielle said this. So I must support SYSBM because nothing, and I've said that this is a reason that polygyny has to be legalized. Even though everybody won't do it, it must be legalized and on the books, and it cannot be subject to the permission of the first wife. Polygyny must be legalized because men must have options, because women only respect men with options. I mean, black women find black men sexually attractive in the West, but they think that, or they're used to black men not having options. And so there's a respect they don't have until they see the black men have options. And even now, when you look at it, the only black men they respect and really want are the ones who have options to bounce and go into women's arms of other races. That's why they look at a black man who only dates black women and he'll be by himself single. And then a black man says, look, I'll date women pretty much any race. And he's dating or just screwing women of multiple races. And black women get mad when they see him giving the turn to a woman of another race. It's options. The options may make the woman jealous, but they don't respect the men otherwise. I mentioned what was done to me and how I was always on that back burner, and how I began to notice that certain things had to be wrong in a woman's life in order for her to, give me a shot, give me a chance. The same chance that they were given more normal looking chocolate brothers, especially the ones with gold teeth and some tattoos. Well, back then tattoos weren't a big thing, but especially the ones with some gold teeth. Little felonies on their record. Yeah, especially them. That being said, I pretty much decided I'm no, I'm not going to sit back and wait. Um, and now, retroactively speaking, I'm able to figure out what the hell it was. I mean, I mentioned to you that I found out in 2001 that it actually was the phenotype. I was being identified as that white guy. It's okay to go after when you had the other men's kids. If you grew up your whole life pro-black and you get to adulthood and you realize that you were selected to be that white guy, even though that wasn't ever a role you were attempting to play, then you can't lose your sense of justice for your people. But you also find that you can't really be pro-black female specifically. So, this is not the end of me being pro-black. This is me coming to a conscious understanding of what I knew subconsciously previously, which is why I have to be pro-black male, why I must be. As a matter of fact, the best thing that many of us can be for any black women is to be pro-black male, in all honesty. If you don't want to abandon the black woman as a race, not the black American woman as a demographic within the race, but if you don't want to abandon black women as a race, the best thing you can do is be for black men first, because we don't have an interest in abandoning the race of black women. The reverse cannot necessarily be said. We've seen what happens. We've witnessed it. We've seen with our own two eyes that when they accept something that is just for them in the name of survival, they tell us it's just survival. And if we accept something that makes things easier for us, that's not survival, that's selling out, even if they pushed us towards it. That's the difference. And I guess what I really should have said to sisters a long time ago is, I'm not that white man, whether it's the one you want as first preference to get away from your blackness, or if it's the one you want as second preference to help you escape the consequences of the bad decisions you've made. In either case, I'm not that white man. But I didn't assume enough to say that from the very beginning. And so I can tell you now, may Allah protect my current wife and preserve her. Because if she became incapacitated or if she passed away and God took her back, the next one's going to be from tropical Southeast Asia. Or she'd have to approach me. Maybe even both. Because while she, of course, did not pick me for a reason that's stupid, a lot of it was actually to do with religion. The fact remains that previously my experiences were always to do with something like that. Choosing me for whatever role to play based on a mistaken proximity to whiteness. And it's not just me. You see, they're doing this with thinking black men all the time. The only difference is this: when you are a thinking black man, you're not first choice. Now, see, the white guy might be first choice to rescue her from blackness, so to speak, through kids. But when you're a thinking black man, through your proximity to whiteness in her mind, you become second or third choice, actually more like fourth, to rescue her from the bad decisions or the consequences of bad decisions she's made. That's the real truth of the matter. And I, for one, am not only done, but I want black men as a whole to be done with this. So I must support SYSBM even if they hate me. Because this is an option that the human species really needs. I just don't particularly care about the race within the species that has oppressed everybody else. But the species actually needs for men to have these options not so much for women to have a bunch of options, because the only way that women will appreciate the options they do have are for the men to have more. I hope that one day this will not be true anymore, and in the meantime, I hope it's a benefit. Blackheart, sign of blackout. Assalamu alaikum and black male power just because they don't like it.